Good morning, my darlings. So I've been thinking a lot about the video that I posted yesterday, knowing that there are always so many additional details and components. That's bad lighting, let's turn this way. So many other pieces to any teaching. There's so many layers and directions to anything that I teach and speak to. And the one thing in particular that has continued to circle around in my brain is the notion of being in love, and how being in love is not actually what we have always deemed it to be. You know, we believe being in love is, with a partner, and in reality, in truth, being in love in the expanded sense, which means it's not that being in love with your partner isn't real or isn't true, but again, it's just not the only expression of being in love. And so I'm going to post a video below that I had posted. Where did I post it? I'm not sure. I'm going to post a video below that I had recorded a while back about being in love. Because being in love means being in resonance. It means being in alignment. It means being in the pocket, you know what I mean? And that's a music, term. When a band is playing, the percussion, the drums kind of like sets the underlying tone. And so you always, you hear musicians like, oh, he was so in the pocket. And it just means like you're in sync. You're in sync, you're in harmony, you are in resonance, in alignment. You are in love, meaning love as in like, how do I want to say this? Love as a thing that you get into. Love is the channel, love is the frequency, and you are in it. The same way you get into your car. I'm now in my car. Well, I am in love. I am in resonance. I am in harmony. I am in the universal frequency, because love is the universal wave. So I am in love. I am in the universal frequency. That's what I want you to bend your mind towards. And one of the important components of that is because we can be in love even when we are in pain. We can be in love with so many other experiences, spoiler alert, all other experiences, even if we do not perceive them to be joyous and wonderful. Because it's still an expression of the universal wave. The universe is everything. So being in love doesn't mean you always feel, loving as we currently deem it. It just means that you are feeling everything that is available to you on the spectrum, okay? So check out the video below. Please feel free to leave questions, leave comments. That's the thing, is that I am more than happy to answer questions. Because I know that there's a lot of components and details to, as I said, everything that I teach and bring forward. So don't hesitate. Let me know what you think. I love you very much. Talk to you later. It's really easy for me to be in love. I love everything. And I'm not joking about that. And I'm not half-stepping on that. And I'm not saying that shit just because I think it's the right thing to say or just because I think it looks good. It's easy for me to be in love. I naturally and organically love everything. I am a woman that loves my perpetrators. I am a woman that understands and honors the scars. I am a woman that can quite easily and quickly see, yes, you're showing up like this from a human presentation, and I also know that you are the love of my life. And when I say love of my life, I do not only mean just romantic partnership, at all, in fact. My sisters are the loves of my life. My children are the loves of my life. My exes are the loves of my life. My, front door, space, my entry space is the love of my life. The grass, the patio, the plants in my home, these angel wings on my wall. Like, To say that I am in love, to say that I love everything, means everything. And what is included in that is pain. And I even want to kind of do this, pain. Because pain is a relative term. Pain is the word that we use to identify a particular expression of energy moving through our body that we have chosen to decide is not a good feeling. Pain is just your body's way of telling you to do something different. Pain is just your body's signal that, hey, this may not be working. Hey, maybe this is out of alignment. Hey, maybe you should course correct. What's funky about that is experiencing pain, witnessing it as the direction to course correct, brings with it a whole other gamut of choices and thoughts and possibilities. And what I mean very specifically about that is sometimes the course correction is outside of you, meaning like, ooh, I need to break up with this person, or oh, I need to change this job, or hey, I need to like take some space, or whatever. Sometimes it's an outward or an external manifestation. Sometimes the course correction is an internal experience. Sometimes the course correction is a change in thought process, a change in perspective, a change in viewpoint. Sometimes the course correction is to not automatically assume that you need to correct your course. Sometimes we are so ingrained and so conditioned to believe what is being handed to us that we forget our own internal guidance system. And that can be a really funky thing. It can be a really, really funky thing to, in a world full of shadows, in a world full of critique and judgment, it can be a really funky thing to take in information, to receive said critique, or to receive said insight, thought, invitation, reflection, whatever you want to call it. The bottom line is that every day, all day long, we are moving through experiences that afford us the opportunity and provide us with an invitation to do inner work. That's all I talk about. That is what I do for work. That is my jam, and I love it. In no small term, do I say I love it. And I love it because of the richness that it provides. I love it because of the boldness that it infuses into my existence. Inner work is the work, in my opinion. And it's important to me that I say in my opinion because I only know what's true and right for me. And what's crazy about that is that sometimes what's true and right for me yesterday is now different today. Or what's true and right for me now might be different in an hour. That is the nature of energy. That is the inherent existence and continued expression of life, as that it's constantly moving and changing. This painting behind me is very representative of the colors and the constant sort of like unfolding and rolling into itself and out of itself that energy does. And we're involved in that. We're engaged in that. We ride that ride. Whether or not we are aware of it or consciously choosing to ride that ride, that is a different story. But I do believe that we are, as human beings, all day, every day, riding that ride of energetic shift, change, expansion, contraction, evolution. We're here, we're there, we're all over the place. And when I say I'm in love and that it's easy for me to be in love, that's what I'm in love with. I'm in love with the journey. I'm in love with the process. And so when I consider the process and the journey of self, while I deeply believe that we lead with our wounding, sometimes the wounding or sometimes the programming is that you still have more programming. Not everything is a shadow in the way that we think it is. Sometimes the shadow is that we believe we still have shadows. And in essence, based on that statement, we do, just not in the way that we are typically comfortable with thinking about shadows or programming. It's okay for you to not agree with what I am saying. It's okay for you to not accept my teachings as something that resonates with you. It's okay for you to say no. It's okay for me to say no. The sweet spot of humanity and being in relationship with each other is being really convicted and really grounded in in our respective capacity to go in and do our inner work, cultivate our sense of self, and this happens over a long period of time. Cultivate such an anchored sense of self and relationship with our external world that when something comes to you and creates this resistance or creates this like painful, uncomfortable, out of alignment feeling, you can go, okay, what is that? I'm feeling this. Why am I feeling this? What is this about? And start picking it apart. As long as we are cultivating our sense of self in a deeply reverent way, in a deeply introspective way, then I say, when you come out with oh shoot, now I get it, I need to make that change. Or when you come out with, now, you know what, I'm good with how I do what I do. I'm a yes to myself. I'm a yes to my decisions. I'm a yes to my choices. I'm a yes to how I do and how I roll and how I show up. That's okay too. Everything is simply an invitation. Everything is simply an invitation. And my invitation for you in this moment is to join me for a medicine wheel walk. If you do not know what medicine wheel is, click the link up in my bio and you can get all those details. Medicine wheel is something that I have traditionally taught in person in a small group, all year long, very, very intimate. Medicine Wheel is now expanding and opening up to virtual availability and platforms. It is still a year-long program. Teachings every month, videos every month, activities, exercises, etc., opportunities to communicate directly with me, process through things at different times. There's a beautiful amount of work that's available. And so that's what I'm inviting you to. August 1st is when the course kind of launches. Also on August 1st, am I hosting another in-person gathering here at my home where we will be doing an invocation of this medicine wheel teaching and platform that is now expanded to an online space. It will be an opportunity, the in-person event, to really ask me anything. And the reason why Ask Me Anything is so important, not because it's me, but the concept of asking anything and having a very open dialogue. The reason why that matters so much and is so important is because it allows for whatever wants to come forward to come forward. Each person that walks in my door that night when we are doing this invocation ceremony, each client that walks through my door, each person I interact with or meet up with in my everyday movements, the juice is in the mystery. The juice is in the unspoken non-tangibles. The genius is in the details. So the reason why Ask Me Anything as a concept is so important is because it allows space for the mystery. It allows for whatever wants to come forward based on the people that show up. It allows for that to come forward really naturally and really organically. So that's the in-person event as well as some ceremony and music and whatnot. Excuse me. And as far as the online virtual medicine wheel, we're going to talk about the 4 elements: earth, air, fire, water. We're going to talk about the 4 sacred directions: north, east, south, and west. We're going to talk about the seasons. We're going to talk about all these external manifestations that are indicative of our internal experiences. And the reason why that matters, as it pertains to the beginning of what I was speaking about in this video, pain, and how we engage with pain and what we choose to do with it and what we choose to allow it to mean. The reason why that concept is related to medicine wheel is because when we work from a medicine wheel perspective, when we view ourselves as elemental beings, as expressions of this vibrational existence, it allows us to take the personality out of it. It allows us to take our ego out of it, where it's less about you and me and more about, how is my body responding to this? How is this person presenting in this moment? And we can work with it in a much more objective fashion. We can work with it as if we're like working with clay in our hands. And what's amazing about that capacity is that we're better able to see. We're better able to witness and to observe ourselves as an entity and a being in an experience. We're better able to be in relationship with what we are doing because we are not so attached to our personality within the experience. It creates so much more freedom for me. I've witnessed it create so much more freedom for many. And it's a nod to the cellular and deep vibrational wisdom that we carry in our body. Medicine wheel is a concept, a metaphor for living that comes from all indigenous tribes in some capacity. And I believe, for me at least, that's what part of what makes it so important, so impactful, and so special, is that it reminds me of where I came from. And I came from this planet. I came from the cosmos. I came from the multiverse. I came from everything. And so did you. So did you. So we have this really incredibly deep and reverent connection available to us. And walking a medicine wheel helped me remember that, helped me remember how to engage with that, helped me remember how to engage with, everyone else on this planet, with my friends, my family, my brothers and sisters in humanity. And right now, the ways in which we are engaging with one another need some support, need some help. And I'm here for it. I'm here for you. We are all in this together. So join me, Medicine Wheel, August 1st, in person or virtually. Click the link and I'll see you there.